destined to stardom.
What I see today is a man with that wisdom and age and the beauty that that brings, and it's arresting.
I knew him when he was a dork, and now he's McDreamy.
But beneath the perfect head of hair is a man who's paid a price in his search for perfection.
He's charismatic, energetic, mercurial.
I think Patrick really only ever got angry at mediocrity or at people not showing up.
Sad. There's a bit of a tortured quality in him.
Patrick made it more difficult than it needed to be.
He endured a decade of frustration and rejection.
He was just about ready to give up because it had been so depressing to go in time after time to audition for different things, knowing, in his words, that he wasn't going to get it anyway.
Then at the age of 40, Patrick Dempsey became a sexy leading man.
He said, you know, the fame thing, I know that it won't last, and so I'm enjoying it right now. That's definitely not where I'm putting my trust.
It takes a little while for Hollywood to get it right.
I said, don't worry, I'm going to be famous one day.
Nothing to lose.
Leads you to where you are today.
I believe in storytelling.
It's going to make you a star.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Patrick Dempsey almost missed out on the chance to play TV's sexiest neurosurgeon. In the spring of 2005, Rob Lowe was offered the role of Dr. Derek Shepherd on the primetime hospital drama Grey's Anatomy. When Lowe turned it down, the hunt for McDreamy continued.
Patrick and Isaiah Washington were both in the running for Dr. McDreamy for the Derek Shepherd role, and Patrick won it ultimately.
Creator Shonda Rhimes knew Dempsey was right for the show, but she wasn't sure he was strong enough to be the lead.
And Shonda Rhimes really didn't have in mind a particular person for that role, so I mean, it really could have gone either way.
Rhimes was convinced Patrick was her man after seeing his instant chemistry with co-star Ellen Pompeo. With his thick, wavy hair and mesmerizing gaze, Dempsey helped make Grey's Anatomy one of the most popular weekly dramas in the world.
Patrick is doing a great job. He's just inhabited this thing, and it's perfect for him. And that's why it's so celebrated, because he's able to reveal stuff about himself through this character.
He's really unique because he's got that serious ability to play serious roles, as well as the comedic timing and the miming and the clown. So he's really a very rare combination.
Grey's Anatomy is a big hit for several reasons. It is expertly written in terms of the interconnecting storylines, just the right amount of drama, just the right dollops of sex.
But the success of the show didn't stop controversy from invading the hallways of Seattle Grace Hospital. After only 2 seasons, Dempsey and the man he had competed with for the lead role faced off, producing a real emergency on the set. Isaiah Washington was accused of verbally attacking his co-star, T.R. Knight. It was Dempsey who rose to Knight's defense.
He defended the gay actor who had been offended. Dempsey is not a very public figure. He doesn't speak out. Not a lot is known about his personal life and beliefs and so on. So when he did take a stand on something like that, it certainly, I think, a lot of people commended him for it.
Patrick Galen Dempsey was born on January 13th, 1966, in Lewiston, Maine. When Patrick was still a baby, his parents moved 12 miles north to the small town of Turner, where Patrick's mom, Amanda, was a high school secretary, and his father, William, ran the local recycling center.
He would work on weekends with his dad at a redemption center where they collected bottles and cans that people brought in. I do remember his dad being just gloating over him the way some dads might gloat over their quarterback son.
Patrick was an outgoing child who easily charmed many of his teachers.
He just had such a twinkle in his eye and always wore a smile on his face and was just quick and loved to talk to adults, seemed to enjoy that as much as talking to his peers.
Patrick enjoyed spending time with adults because he didn't fit in with his peers. He was small for his age, and after moving again to the nearby town of Buckfield, many of the local kids started calling him names.
There were lots of encounters, shall we say, with kids in the neighborhood because he was different from them. He wasn't just a typical country kid. This was a rural area. He had higher aspirations, and there may have been a little bit of jealousy there. But he was a scrapper. I mean, he held his own.
Patrick was also a slow learner. His teachers placed him in remedial classes, and at the age of 12, he was diagnosed with dyslexia.
You know, I'm dyslexic, so I was never very good in school, and they always pushed me away into these little disturbed classrooms. And because of that, it forced me to bring out the sort of the lighter side of life, because it was too painful for me, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I found the lightness of it.
I think studying and just all his schoolwork came hard for him. His spirit, his willingness to just put the extra time in, he was just very, very persistent.
The local ski resort provided an exhilarating escape from Patrick's problems at school.
I wanted to be a ski racer. I wanted to be on the Olympic team. That was my real goal then. I used to do that with my dad. I skied every morning before school, you know, and dryline training in the summers.
Patrick learned to ride a unicycle to improve his balance for skiing. His unusual training regime paid off when he won the junior state championships in slalom. But Patrick's Olympic dream came to a sudden end when he lost his nerve after a spectacular crash on the ski hill. Patrick's enthusiasm for skiing had died, but his desire to stand out from the crowd had not. One afternoon during his high school shop class, he found another skill he could focus his energy on.
I remember when I first showed Pat how to juggle. I think it was on a Friday, and I wasn't really teaching him how to juggle. I think I was showing off more than teaching him. And I went through maybe a half a dozen different three-ball patterns. He came back the following Monday and could do every one of those patterns better than I could. At that point, he started teaching me.
Patrick was a natural. He practiced juggling everywhere he went, including his father's recycling center.
He would grab whatever it was that he'd been working on, and he would quickly fly through his latest little routine for me. And his dad would just sit off to the side quietly, and then if his dad would finally look at me and he'd say, boy, that kid, he's something, isn't he? He's gonna do something, isn't he?
I think he worked at it. He really worked hard at any skill, juggling, unicycling, and the hat skill was something that he could take home and work on it. Whoops.
Before long, Patrick was trying to turn his new passion into a profession. He made business cards and added ventriloquism to the act. His tricks with clubs and juggling balls seemed an unlikely path to a viable career. But one day, they would help change Patrick Dempsey's life forever.
This program is brought to you by Disney Pixar's Ratatouille, new on DVD and Blu-ray High Def.
From the creators of Cars and The Incredibles, he's the rat with a recipe.
A little saffron would make this!
He's the chef.
Don't look at me like that!
Without a clue. Now,
we can be the greatest restaurant in Paris. You know how to cook, and I know how to appear human. Let's do this thing!
Plus, only on DVD and Blu-ray, not one but two hilarious short films. Disney Pixar's Ratatouille, on DVD and in high def, only on Blu-ray today.
Here's to enjoying your kids, to spontaneous get-togethers, to discovering all there is still to learn, and remembering that cooking for two can still be healthy and tasty. Here's to vegetables that steam themselves perfectly in their own bag in just 5 minutes. And to all that lies ahead, here's to Bird's Eye Steam Fresh, and to the great improvisation we call family. Bird's Eye Steam Fresh vegetables, inspired by you.
Scrubbing Bubbles Automatic Shower Cleaner is so easy, it works like this. It sprays your entire shower every day, cleans mildew stains and soap scum. Press it daily and it cleans a dirty shower in days or keeps it clean from day one. Scrubbing Bubbles Automatic Shower Cleaner, made for your shower. Save $5 with coupon in this Sunday's paper.
Did you know that more than 30% of the population over 65 have no teeth? The problem with tooth loss is it happens very gradually, and it's also very easy to avoid seeing a dentist, for years even. That's why we're here 24 hours a day with live operations.